we're not that far. If people are doing that, how long before people do it with samurai outfits on, fight with samurai swords, and slice each other up? You know, that was one of the things that would distinguish Nazis.
What do you mean?
When the Nazis, through Operation Paperclip, when the United States acquired a bunch of Nazi scientists and brought them over here to work in NASA.
What are you, a conspiracy theorist?
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that we distinguish, you could know they were Nazis, is they all had these distinctive facial scars because they did dueling. It was a big thing with the Nazis. So they would put these goggles on. See the scars they have on their face?
Oh, yeah.
These guys would put goggles on, and they would sword fight each other with these very thin, razor-sharp swords.
Wow. Look at the guy. Yeah,
and it was like a badge of honor to have these facial scars. It made you look like a bad motherfucker. So all these guys had these massive facial scars. And that was one way where you could tell that someone was a Nazi. Look at that guy with the goggles on. So that's what they would look like after the fights. They would just get their face sliced up. And then
what did they become after this?
They became our scientists. They worked for NASA. But these were Nazis. And this is something that Nazis did when they were younger. They would have these sword fights with goggles on. And it was like a sign that you were the real deal. You were the real deal. You got the big face scar. You fucking fought with a sword.
Sure.
It's a different level of commitment.
Correct. It's like a gang, another gang. You gotta kill a guy on a Wednesday and bring me his ear back, and you get a jacket.
Google NASA scientist with Nazi dueling scars.
We're gonna up them. We put und slice uns face.
Imagine you're trying to get to the moon. You're like, I think it'd be an amazing thing for mankind.
Right.
And then you go, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Heavenstein. Oh. Dr. Heavenstein, this is Marty. Oh. He's going to help you with all of your needs with rocketry. And you look at this big-ass scar on this dude's face. You're like, did you just bring a Nazi to help me? Is this a fucking Nazi?
How bad do you want to be uns scientist?
Is this a real Nazi? Yeah, look at this dude.
Are you really?
Look at the scars on that guy's face. The first director of NASA's Cape Canaveral was a Nazi scientist, Kurt Heinrich de Boos, also a participant in Operation Paperclip. So what happened was, the war was over, and for whatever reason, Germany had some of the most incredible scientists, man.
Can I just say,
if
you go from the guy with the Nazi, his face almost looks like, this is not what I was promised. The other guy is like, I guess that's a way. Kennedy's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
The guy with the shades on, and right behind him with the
guy behind him going...
That's the guy that's in the grassy knoll.
He is doing it.
That's the dude that killed Kennedy. 100%. Look at him.
And look at Kennedy's going. Look at his body language.
I'm kidding.
Look at his body language. He's the only one with the body language going, wait, what's going on right now? And then the other guy's like, yeah, this is my bitch. The man with the face I slid his face.
What are they even talking about?
Yeah, what are they talking about?
They sit between them.
One. This might be when that exploded or something. I don't
know. No, did Apollo 1 explode, or is it the one that exploded on the fire on the launch pad?
Yeah, something. I just heard the video of it. Or
is that what it was?
So like
was that Apollo 1? No, I don't believe Apollo 1 was in 63, was it?
I'm just going to check, but when I was clicking around for this guy, it said he was also the leader of Apollo 1.
Okay, but I don't think the Apollo 1, I think that was later. I think Apollo 1 was long after Kennedy had been assassinated, I believe. So the moon landing was 69.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
so Apollo 1 was 67?
I see what, so that's what it just said. So this wouldn't have been that, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be something else. But at the end of the day, there were Nazis.
62 is what this is.
Yeah, they hired a gang of Nazis to figure out how to get to the moon, including Werner von Braun, the head guy of NASA.
I know.
The Simon Wiesenthal
But
Center.
A lot of people... You can say it a million times, and they can look it up, and they absorb it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people still don't comprehend it, which is mind-boggling, because but then you have to start questioning. Okay, so if we started back then, when did it really, really start? And then how involved? And I think a lot of people are afraid to put that much time and thought into, whoa, this is maybe there's a lot of things that have happened that we've been told and that we've been educated on by the very great professors, and all the information and time is not exactly what you may thought it had been. And for some reason, I feel like so much of the population they just don't even want to hear it or take the time because for whatever reason, it's too much.
There's a lot to sift through.
It's a lot to sift through, but...
Especially, there's so many different things to sift through. Like, if you
Right.
want to get into the Federal Reserve, like, what is it? Hold on. I mean,
Right.
it's not a federal institution. When you want to, like, go into that, it takes so long just to get into the Federal Reserve, just to try to figure out how money works.
Right.
Right.
And what is everyone still... How many people still think the Federal Reserve is federal?
Most people. It says federal in the name. It's so crazy.
It's genius. Genius.
It's amazing.
It's genius.
It is genius.
I say
Because it works.
Yes.
But it's also like one of those things. It's kind of grandfathered in because it's always been there, since Nixon, right? Wasn't it? When did they institute the Federal Reserve?
Before that. I feel like it was a long time ago,
Nixon
but
took
I
us
don't
off
know.
the gold standard, right? Was it Nixon?
I don't know. I thought
Who
Nixon...
took us off the gold standard? Was it Nixon or was it Reagan?
I think it was Nixon because I think it was in the 70s. It was like
Right.
71, I believe.
Right. So when did the Federal Reserve get started?
1913.
So the Federal
Yeah.
Reserve's quite a bit before that.
Woodrow Wilson.
It's all nuts, man.
It
It's
is
all
so nuts.
This just said the Fed.
And
Right.
then here's the nutty thing: the fucking crypto thing. The crypto thing is so wild.
I can't wrap my head around it.
There's going to be an amazing movie, I guarantee, with Sam Bankman-Fried's story. I mean, how do you not make an amazing movie about a guy who is worth fucking billions of dollars, lived in the Bahamas and in a house with 9 of his friends? They all fucked each other and they all did drugs constantly. And they openly talked about like taking amphetamines on Twitter. Like one of the ladies that is, she is testifying against him now, Caroline, whatever her name is, his girlfriend at the time. She tweeted about how when you're on amphetamines, like regular life just seems so stupid. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
About like not being on amphetamines, regular life seems so stupid. Like they're getting whacked out all the time. Find that quote because I know
what
I
is it?
butchered it.
This is a movie? I understand.
No, there should be a movie about it
Oh,
because
oh,
these
oh,
people,
oh, oh.
there's a crypto exchange, and these people were making billions of dollars. But here's where it gets crazy.
Okay.
They were the number 2 donor to the Democratic Party. So they're they're getting away with this nonsense. They're doing it in a place where they're not subject to the same regulations. That's why they go to the Bahamas. And then they're just saying, listen, everybody can have a piece of this pie. And they're just giving out pie. They're giving out pie. And everybody's like, this pie is amazing. And meanwhile, everybody's going,